Hello. All right, what's up, everybody? St. Patrick's Day. I'm going to show you how I make my Irish soda bread. Not my usual content, but I'm doing something. I figured I would involve everybody else. I will post the recipe down below once the live is finished, or you can watch along with me. Start with 3 cups of flour. We're going to need more eventually, but you start with 3. All right, so that was 1 cup. 2 cups. 3 cups flour. I already made 1 loaf. It's in the oven right now. Maybe it'll be done by the time this is over. I don't know. And then you can see the finished product and not have to wait. All right, 3 cups of flour, and then you want those. One quarter cup of sugar. Got my sugar. Spread that in the bowl. Okay. Why can't I see the chat on my phone? All right, 3 cups flour, quarter cup of sugar. Then we want, where's my other measuring cup thingy? Where'd it go? I just had it. It's still on the table. It's half a teaspoon. There it is. I found it.
Well, I am going to gather some information. Okay?
All right. You're going to want 3 teaspoons Now where's the thing? There it is. Baking powder, 3 teaspoons. Baking powder. Hello, hello. Making Irish soda bread for St. Patrick's Day. I realize my head is cut off a little bit. I'll try to stand a little further back. We got our flour, we got our baking soda, we got our sugar. Salt. Just a little bit of salt. I usually like to pour some in my hand. Put it in the bowl. Next step is what really gives it its flavor. Caraway seeds. That's what gives it the distinct smell and flavor. I just like to go kind of crazy with it, honestly, because the more of them, the better you get that distinct flavor. Just kind of line the whole top with the caraway seeds. Give it a little mix. Thanks, Nikki. All right. After we get our dry ingredients, this is where I always mess up. You got your flour, you got your sugar, you got your baking powder, you got your salt, you got your caraway seeds. Then you want 1 stick of butter. I usually like to listen to Irish music as I do this, but then I get a copyright strike and the whole video would be useless. So just imagine some bagpipes and fiddles and things going like that. 1 stick of butter, softened, but you don't want it melted. Just plop it in there. And then with your hands, this is an important step because if you don't do this, it doesn't come out right. Take that butter and just squeeze it. And you want to work it into all the flour and everything else. Just mix it right in there. Leave the butter out on the counter for a little bit before you get started and just squeeze it until it's all crumbly and chunky. Crumble that up nice and good. Mix it in with the flour and everything else. Feel any big chunks, just work it between your fingers. That's all you gotta do. Really, just like that, just squeeze it through. The butter's gonna come little flakes instead of big chunks and balls. Just keep mixing that up. All right. I think that's pretty good. You don't want it like completely worn out. You want a little bit of that butter chunks in there. Nice flaky pieces of butter. All right. Now that we're done with our dry ingredients, I like to look and see. I usually add a few more caraway seeds. Because once it's all mixed up, you get an idea of how much caraway seeds in there. I like to make some more. All right, make a little volcano with flour and stuff. You're gonna put your wet ingredients in. couple people in here. Welcome in. Feel free to say hello. Don't know why I can't see the chat on the phone. All right, we're going to start with 2 eggs. Some of these farm fresh eggs here, straight from my chickens. And just go ahead and beat them up a little bit. Right in the center of that flour volcano. You give me the milk?
Mm-hmm.
Beaten eggs.
Here we go.
Thank you all. Half a cup of milk. A little bit more. Right there. Put that back. Put that right into the whips. And then you want evaporated milk, not sweetened condensed milk. Evaporated milk. 1/4 cup of that. Right in with the other stuff. And then just start to mix it up. Just get it right in there with your hands. It becomes super sticky. This is the easiest way. You just kind of crumble it all up. And you're going to start forming a dough. And if it's too dry, get some more flour. Sprinkle it on top. And eventually, when this becomes more of a dough and less of a wet, muddy mix, you pour it out on the table. Start kneading it. Get all that off your fingers. It's going to be, like I said, a sticky mess. But you can't really do it. You could try it in a blender or mixer or whatever, but this is the fun part. Let you get a good feel for it too, of how wet or dry the mixture is. And add a little bit more flour, just sprinkle it on top. Some in my hands. Helps get the stuff off your fingers too. All right, now that we got that mostly mixed up, just got a nice dough mixture. It's staying together really well. Just plop it out onto the table. Get anything out that's left in the bowl. Hey, Northern Found, how we doing? We're making Irish soda bread. I have one going in the oven right now, but one is never quite enough with my family, so gotta make 2. The dough is going to be very crumbly, still sort of sticky. Just keep working it around, get all that excess flour mixed up. And if it's too sticky, add some more flour. If it's too dry and crumbly, add a little bit more milk. Now my dogs are going to go nuts. My wife's home. All right, I'm going to put you guys on mute for a second if I can, and then I'll just mix up this dough. All right, now that my dogs have calmed down, I'm back in with the sound. So just keep kneading that bread. Lucky Duck, what's going on? Making some soda bread. I got my corned beef and cabbage going on right now. I got another bread in the oven. And I thought since I was making this, might as well talk to you guys, show you. I will be putting the recipe in the description. If you guys want to give it a try. It only takes, I don't know, as long as you don't have to run to the store a couple times. Like I already did because I bought the wrong type of milk. I bought sweetened condensed milk and not evaporated milk, and that's a big difference. Yeah, as long as you do that, you have everything you need. It takes about, I don't know, 15-20 minutes to make the dough, and then it does take about 45 minutes in the oven. Which the one I got in there right now has about 15-20 minutes left. So now this bread actually seems a little bit dry, so I might take a little bit of this evaporated milk, roll that on there, and again just mix it into the dough. Just trying to get all the loose stuff off the table. Yeah, that's where we're getting it. Nice firm shape to your bread. And then I like to flatten it out. And raisins. My recipe says a 1/4 cup of raisins, but I just like to line the whole bread with it. Smush them in there. That's not enough raisins for me. There we go. Just spread them around. It's going to get all mixed up. Again, just start folding and kneading that dough. If you add the raisins too soon, it doesn't mix the dough as well. I like to add them towards the end, and then they still have a lot of flavor and moisture left to them. I've been making this recipe for a couple of years now. I usually make 3 or 4 loaves for St. Patrick's Day. My family has become a little smaller, so I don't need as many loaves this year. Last year, I didn't even have an oven. My oven broke last year, and I didn't. Well, I had to make it at my mom's house, but now I'm making it here. All right. So that is what our dough looks like right now. You can see a couple raisins, a couple caraway seeds. It's a nice kind of like, I don't know, not really golden color, but kind of almost like a yellow bread dough. Let me get a baking sheet. You can pick up your dough and it holds its shape. That's how you know you've done it right. If there's any big cracks in it, I just like work it a little bit more. But if it looks good, consistent all the way around, you're good to go. One of the secrets to making this and not have it be raw in the center and have it take over an hour to cook is a lot of people, if you see these in the store, they're very round shaped like that. You don't want that. You want it kind of flatter and circular like that. That will cook evenly. Then just take a knife and score an X across the top. This bread will rise a little bit, but not much. It has no yeast, so it's not a rising bread. It doesn't need to rest or anything like that. There we go. There's our finished product for our bread dough. And I will get that in the oven in a few minutes while the other one finishes baking. It's got about 10 minutes left. So let's see who we got. Who's in chat? For some reason I can't see the chat on my phone. Got 6 people in here. Drop a like, drop a hello. Let's chat. Want to chat about St. Patrick's Day? You want to chat about metal detecting and magnet fishing? I'm here. What are we doing? I don't use YouTube Live very much. I typically use StreamYard, but all right, like I said, I've got a couple minutes on the bread that's in the oven right now. Just finished our dough for this one. We'll get that in the oven really soon. Nice, flat, even circle will make it cook nice and evenly. If you have it too tall or too fat, you're going to get a gooey center, and that's not what you want. Soda bread is typically a drier bread. But slather it with butter, and you got real good stuff. What's going on, Colonel? Doing something a little different. I was making bread for St. Patrick's Day, and I figured I'd go live and share it with everybody. We just finished our loaf here, our dough. Just waiting on the oven. I'm going to finish up that other one, and then we'll get this one baking. You guys ever had Irish soda bread? Typically, just around St. Patrick's Day is when you find it, or in the stores. It's one of those like specialty items like eggnog that you only get. Eat some raisins. Like I said, I normally have some Irish music, usually Dropkick Murphys or something going, but with the copyright stuff, can't have that going right now. Well, as soon as I end this live, I'll have it going. Looks great, and yes, I've had it. That's awesome. I can't seem to put the message up on the thing. And Colonel's a member. Thank you, Colonel, for being a member. Should we take a peek at the one in the oven? Let's see. I just got a brand new oven. I went without an oven for very close to a year. It was actually last St. Patrick's Day when I was making my bread that I realized the oven was not working. Okay, so there's the one in the oven. And I'm not sure how this one's going to turn out, honestly. It puffed up a bit. Kind of rose up, and it didn't keep its shape very well. I'm going to close the oven. And that might have been because I messed up on the rest, sort of. I was in the process of making it. I had everything ready to go. And then I accidentally grabbed sweetened condensed milk instead of evaporated milk. So I had a quick run to the store. And I think having it sit like that in the bowl, partially mixed, could have changed some of the science-y behind the bread. So didn't quite work out. That's probably what happened. But but we'll see. It looks like it's cooking very well, so it's just a waiting game. But that's also why I made another one. I wasn't going to make 2 loaves, but since I kind of messed up on the other one, and yeah, I will find out. We'll see. That's how baking goes, though. Like, you don't know. Everything's hidden on the inside. The first time I made this, I must have made 4 or 5 loaves, and each of them came out completely different because I just didn't have the recipe down. It was very much trial and error, but the next year after, I got it down pat. I knew exactly what I was doing, and my whole family loves the bread, so. Why can't I see the chat on my phone? So yeah. Oh, you want guys to see my corned beef and cabbage? I do mine a little different. There we go. It's in the crock pot there. Look at that beautiful steam. This has been going since about noontime. When I make mine, I do nice slices of not lettuce, cabbage. I don't like the big leaves. I like to have it a little bit like strings of cabbage instead of big flat leaves. And then I kind of cheat and I do the baby carrots and the tiny little potatoes, and I just quarter them up, and it makes it easier. And then the only thing I do to it is I get a big bottle of Guinness beer, pour that in there, and that's the liquid that melts everything. So it's got a real nice, rich, dark brine to it. Right now, my cat is playing with something that fell on the floor. I think it's a raisin. She'll be all right. What are you doing, Goober? So yeah, my house smells great right now. It smells like corned beef and cabbage, cooking all day. I got the bread going. The bread itself doesn't have too much of a smell while it's cooking. Like some breads, you're like, oh my God, somebody's baking something. But it's the caraway seeds that really give it that distinct flavor and richness to the bread. Like I said, I will post the recipe. I got it actually on a recipe card. How many people do you know that actually use recipe cards nowadays? Like, I've had it written there for a while. I got some scratch outs and things like that because I was working on it. Welsh Dragon Magnets, what's going on? A little bit of different. Celebrating St. Patrick's Day here at the Magnet household, 508 Magnets. And I was making some soda bread. Figured I'd go live, share it with everybody while I make some bread. This one just made, waiting for the oven to be free, and we'll get this one in there. See how the first one did that I got in there right now. Got my corned beef and cabbage going. It's a good day. Oh, come here. Got my little kitten. Yeah, meow. You want to say hi? There she is. Oh, man, with that crock pot going, with the corned beef and the oven going, it's really hot in my kitchen right now. Firefighter detecting. What's going on, man? We're just sitting here talking about St. Patrick's Day and bread and food. So a little no treasure today, unless the treasure is for your stomach. Just made this great Irish soda bread. I will put the recipe in the description at the end of the video. So if you want to try it, definitely go ahead and do that. You can replay the live, bake along with me. Right now, we've got a couple minutes left on the first loaf that's in the oven. Then we'll get this one in there, and then we'll cut the first one open, see how it did. If you've not had soda bread before, it's really good. It's a drier bread. It's not going to be light and fluffy. It's going to be thick and dense. But it's great. It's just slathered with butter. And my whole family loves it. So that's why I made 2 loaves too, because I looked at the first loaf and I said, nah, I'm going to eat that by myself. We're going to need more. So that's why I was like, let's go live and make some. Waiting on my Brute battle magnet to come in so I can get out for more magnet fishing. That's awesome. Oh. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm probably going to go out magnet fishing tomorrow. Either tomorrow. Yeah, probably tomorrow. And I got a utility trailer full of metal that I got to bring back to the scrapyard. So probably go magnet fishing first and then go to the scrapyard, see what I got, empty my trailer. That's awesome though. Love getting a new magnet. It's just something awesome about having a new magnet that's like got no rust or dirt on it at all. And you just know it's going to grab everything. Oh, the suspense, waiting 1 minute on the clock for the first loaf. Then we'll get the second loaf in, see how the first one did. Like I said, I kind of messed up the recipe, mostly with time. I forgot an ingredient. Well, I grabbed the wrong ingredient and had to go back to the store for the right ingredient. You want evaporated milk, not sweetened condensed milk. That is completely different. What you doing, crazy kitten? All right. You guys are gonna hear my oven go off and it like sings a little tune. It's really fun. Turn you guys towards the oven. There's our bread right there. This one's gonna go in. This one looks really nice. Nice weight, nice color, nice ratio. There's the oven. All right, let's see what we got. All right. There's our first loaf right there. I don't know why it rose up so weird. I've never had one of these breads do that. Again, it might be because I waited too long. I think it actually needs another minute, but maybe not. You know what? I'm going to put it in for another minute just to make sure that we're good on that. Otherwise, it looks great. Alexa, 2-minute timer.
2 minutes, starting now.
It does look good. It just needs a little bit more color on there. I don't know why it rose up so much. Usually it keeps its shape like this. That one rose up a little bit, which is weird, but it doesn't make it any different. It just means that it might not be fully cooked in the center, and I want to make sure it's fully cooked. You good, kitty? Yeah, you want to come say hi? This is Trinity. She's Irish today. She's Irish every day. Huh. She only got 3 legs. Where's your other leg? You don't have one. You've only got 3. Were you biting me? You little punk? Yeah, we're going to give that one a couple minutes. Get a nice golden color on the top there. Then we'll get the other one in. Then we'll cut it open, see what happens. Hopefully it's all done. But yeah, I got what do I got? I got a metal detecting video coming out on Saturday morning, Silver City Saturdays. Typically about 8 a.m. Saturday Eastern Standard Time for the US. And then probably gonna go out magnifishing tomorrow. Like I said, I gotta get rid of all that scrap. And yeah, add to it a little bit before I bring it in. So, and then what do we got going on? I got a couple big hunts coming up, metal detecting events that I got to get to. Alexa, stop. And those are both in April, pretty much the same week. One's one weekend and the other one is the following weekend. So we got some good events coming up. We don't normally get the big metal detecting events up near me, and one of them is like 40 minutes away. It's not even that far, so I'm really had to get on that one. I couldn't pass that up. All right, let's get this bread out. Let's see what we got. There we go. That looks good. Slightly better color. Nice hard shell on there. I like that. We'll cut into that in a minute. Get the other one in. So hey, the wild rover. Let that cool before I try to cut it. Here's my other kitty. Where are you going? She doesn't like to be held. So yeah, I got some big metal detecting events coming up. Dirt Fishing Adventures 10. I'll be going to that. And we got a private, my metal detecting club is having their annual dig hunt adventure. So that'll be real fun. Yes. Hello, kitty. She's gone. So we'll cut into this bread in just a minute and give it a little bit of time to cool. Otherwise, if I'm too impatient, I will burn myself because I am very impatient. So I know that it's hot, so we'll wait. No need to rush. I'm not going to the Show Me event. There's just so much stuff you can do. I know. I really thought about going to Dig Stock that just happened down in North Carolina there, but wasn't able to swing it. Swing. So, but this will only be the Dirt Fishing Adventures 10 or X, whatever they want to call it. This will only be like my second planned event like that. So I would go to the Show Me event if it was closer. But right now at my job, we're struggling staff-wise, so it's hard to get time off for stuff like that, for something that I'd have to travel to. But I'm definitely looking forward to everyone's videos and posts from all those events and stuff that are going on. So, I think I know. I'm looking at the bread and trying to figure out why it rose up. And I think it was because I had a big fold. I didn't knead the bread well enough. And it has a big fold. And so when that fold cooked, it just kind of opened up and lifted the whole roll. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely hard, firefighter, to get out. Why can't I put the thing up on the... This doesn't do it, right? No, that just pins it. I don't want to pin. All right, should we cut into this? Let's cut into it. Throw that down. Yeah, so it rose up a little bit because I got a fold over here. And that rose the bread up. All right, this pan cools pretty quick, so look at that though. I think this is going to be perfect. Oh, maybe not. Oh no. Yep, no, this one did not do well. So it's still gooey in the center. Probably because it rose up and it didn't stay flat like I wanted it to. So I'm gonna have to throw this one back in the oven for a little bit. But it could have been because I waited when I had to run to the store and get the right ingredients. So we'll figure that out. But otherwise, it sounds good. Smells delicious. I'm gonna have to reorganize my oven a little bit. Cook this just a little bit longer. Oh, you know what? I think I might have room. Can I get that in there? Yeah, I can. Alexa, 7-minute timer.
Good evening, Joshua Parker.
All right, so we'll set
Starting now.
a timer for the second loaf. Hopefully that'll cook through. Otherwise, I got to back up bread, and if I got to make a third one, I'll make a third one. So, all right, guys, that's going to be it because I'm not going to wait another 40 minutes sitting here talking to you guys. But it's been fun. I will post the recipe in the description, or you can screenshot it now, take a picture of it, whatever you want to do. It's a little, I wrote it for me to understand. So, but that is the ingredients and the basic time. You add your dry, you crumble in the butter, then you add your wets, knead it to a dough, and throw it in the oven for 45 to an hour, whatever you think you need. So, all right, hope you guys have a happy Thanksgiving. It's the Irish Thanksgiving. Happy St. Patrick's Day. And I got my corned beef and cabbage going in the crock pot. I got my breads in the oven. It's going to be a good night. All right, happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. Meow.